y'all can tell, we got another reaction video for y'all boys today. Now, if y'all can see from the title, it says the 5 NBA stars under the most pressure in the playoffs this year. Now, I have a few names on the top of my head, you feel me? Like Zion Williamson. Who else? Who else is under pressure this year? Zion Williamson just won. Yep, so he needs to do something. Who else? Kevin Durant needs to do something this year. Who else? Giannis has to do something this year. Since you want to get your coach the fuck up out of there and still not do nothing, okay, yeah, I'm gonna need to see something in the playoffs. Who else? That's 3 right there. That's the only 3 names that come to my head who really got pressure, because those 3 motherfuckers, I gotta see something, bro. You feel me? You gotta show me something. KD, yeah, you got some rings, but you never did nothing without Curry. And you've been playing on all them teams without them superstars. I'm gonna need to see something, my boy. Zion Williamson, when are you gonna do something? You feel me? You've been overweight since you got in this motherfucker. Let me just see you make a jump shot in the first round. You feel what I'm saying? That's all I want. Is that too much to ask? I don't know. Who else did I say? I said Zion, KD, and Giannis. Yeah. You wanted all this help. You want everything that you wanted. You even got your brother on the team. Giannis, I'm gonna need to see something this year, my boy. You feel me? I gotta see something. With that being said,
the regular season is where stars are made, but the postseason is where legends are born. The playoffs are what obviously matter most. Every play means more, every game brings a level of intensity you just don't get elsewhere, and ultimately, most people judge the league's best by what they do during this time above all else. Whether or not that's fair is an entirely different conversation, but the reality is that fans will not go easy on you if you underperform during this time, and that brings us to today's video. Today we'll be discussing the 5 star players that are under the most pressure this year to have really good showings in the playoffs, because they, for a variety of reasons, either have negative reputations that they need to shake from their past, or their time is just running out to accomplish their ultimate goal. Before we start though, it turns out a good amount of you watching right now aren't even subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, as not only does it help out a ton, but it also very much appreciated. Now with that,
y'all already said, go hit that subscribe button.
Let's begin. The first star player that is definitely under a ton of pressure this postseason is Damian Lillard of the Milwaukee Bucks. Damian Lillard's entire career has been made up of him going out of his way to emphasize how loyal he is and how he will never play for another team in his career when he was in Portland. That changed this offseason when he finally had enough of the Trailblazers going in the wrong direction, and his move to Milwaukee was made purely for the sake of getting him to a team with a chance to contend for a title. After that entire fiasco, this postseason was always going to be what his time in Milwaukee was going to be judged on, which has in turn put a huge target on his back, because the truth is, it's championship or bust for this group. The Bucks were eliminated in the first round last year, and trading for Lillard was supposed to fill the hole that they had offensively, as they were lacking in shot creation alongside Giannis last year.
This is Dame Lillard first year or second year there? I think it's his. Even if it's his second year, that's a lot. And then y'all switched head coaches like 3 times in that process of getting Dame Lillard. I don't think y'all gonna win it this year. Y'all might get to the 3rd round, 2nd round, but I don't know if y'all gonna win it this year, my boy. The East is not sweet this year. Well, I'm not gonna say the East isn't sweet. The Celtics ain't sweet this year. You going to play the Celtics, you feel me? You're gonna need to be a team put together that knows what y'all coming to do. And I don't feel like Milwaukee is there yet. Hopefully during the playoffs they get their act together. We gonna see. I don't know.
Season. Lillard's had some big-time playoff performances,
but I do got them beating Indiana in the first round.
Really, really bad playoff showings as well. He's just been able to get away with it more because his Trailblazers teams were never really favored over their opposition, and they didn't have much pressure to go all the way by the public. Giannis is also injured at the moment, so even more pressure is on Lillard to keep the ship afloat until he gets back.
Dang,
Giannis
if the Bucks
hurt? Get sent home early after all the drama that Lillard created this offseason, it's not going to be a good look at all, and fans are not going to hold back. The next star player under a ton of pressure.
Dang. See, y'all about to put that all on Dame's shoulders. I get it, but damn, that's kind of crazy, bruh. Especially when you start. If Giannis come back, even if he does, bro, he got to come back in the second round, bro. Because if they get to that third, I'm already knowing they're going to play the Celtics. Dame versus the Celtics by himself with Chris Middleton. It's over with, my boy. Put the Bucks in the pack and smoke them. Get them up out of here. But, yeah, if Giannis not back, it's GT's, my boy. Bye-bye.
This postseason is Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid is a superstar of the highest level who has not had the playoff breakthrough that his peers around him have all had.
Why the hell he had 24?
He's an MVP winner, he's a multiple-time scoring champion, and he's an elite talent who has yet to lead his 76ers team past the second round of the playoffs, and whether it's fair or not, the average fan will never give him credit until he does. He has also had some of the worst injury luck any star has ever had, and has barely ever been healthy for a full playoff run. But this year is not really looking like it's going to be any different, as he just recently came back from his meniscus tear and seemed to have strained it in the second to last game of the regular season too. He's of course going to play through it, as he always has done in the past, and with the East so wide open right now, he needs to get himself back into shape fast, because there's a clear opportunity to make a run now that they've clinched the 7 seed. In the first round, they're going...
I'm not going to lie. Give it about 2 more years. If they keep this team together, Tyrese Maxey is going to be a problem, and then I can see the 76ers doing something. Right now, the team is too orientated around Joel Embiid. I don't really feel like they have enough. Because Joel Embiid isn't like a Jokic. That's not his style of play. You feel me? If he was a Jokic style of play, this team would be great. This team would be decent. You feel me? Because you got Tobias Harris, you got Maxey, you got Oubre, you got some people that are good pieces around him. But the play style that he plays with is like, it's kind of hard to build that team around Embiid and then win. You feel what I'm saying? He's not a Jokic, but he is great. Don't take that away from Embiid. He's just like a different style of play.
To play the New York Knicks, who are missing Julius Randle.
And he's been hurt, bro. Like, that's a lot of
injured on the Bucks, who are seen as one of the other big
that is kind of crazy.
Conference,
like,
and they
he ain't had like a healthy playoffs
until the conference
in a minute.
finals,
I don't
if
think
they were to advance that far.
Did the last time he had like a healthy playoffs?
100% health right now.
They play like Toronto,
averaging a career high 6 per game. He needs to trust Tyrese Maxey to take more control of things now that Maxey is an all-star talent, and he has a ton of shooters around him who defend hard as well, making and shot selection.
I just said that.
The next star player under a ton of pressure this postseason is James Harden of the Los Angeles Clippers. Harden is one of the best players in NBA history to have never won a ring, and while he's had quite a few bad breaks over the years, there have also been countless occasions where he's had nobody to blame but himself for his shortcomings. His series against the Celtics last year was a wild ride, where he had 2 unbelievable 40-point games, and then the rest of the series, it seemed like he was actively sabotaging the Sixers with his poor shooting and untimely turnovers, and then he followed that up by creating a whole scene over the fact that the Sixers didn't want to pay him a long-term max contract extension at his age. He forced his way out in dramatic fashion, and even got his wish of being traded to the Clippers this year, so now with everything set up for his favor, he's under the microscope expected to play a key role in a deep Clippers run. Since his arrival on the Clippers, they've been one of the best offensive units in the league, ranking 4th in the NBA in offensive efficiency. And on paper it makes sense, because the Clippers have always been in need of a floor general playmaking point guard to run the show and make the lives of their scorers easier, and Harden, especially over the last few years, has been exactly that.
Time out. So if we're going off that logic, I got another player. They won a ring, but since then, they ain't done shit. And no, I'm not talking about KD. I'm talking about Kyrie Irving. Are we going to put this same pressure on Kyrie? Why not? The nigga played with the Celtics. He played with the Nets. He played with the Mavs? Did he play with somebody else? Am I missing something? The Celtics, the Mavs, and the Nets were all killer squads on them. What's going on with Kyrie? Can Kyrie get that same pressure? Can KD get that same pressure? I don't know.
The Clippers get
Let's see
Luka
who the other
Doncic
two
and the
players
Mavericks
are.
in the first round, and they won't have Kawhi Leonard for Game 1 at least, as he is still recovering from his knee injury, so that
shot,
just
boy.
means even more pressure is on Harden to pick up the slack. If he did all of this just to get eliminated in the first round, he may never hear the end of it, so
that's
it's on
crazy.
him to silence the critics. The next star player under a ton of pressure in the playoffs this year is Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are comfortably in the driver's seat right now, sitting atop the East as the 1 seed and finishing the year with the best record in the entire NBA. They're the number 1 ranked offense in the league, they're the number 2 ranked defense in the league, and top to bottom, there isn't really a true weakness to exploit with the Celtics. Attributes to the pressure on Tatum this year. Tatum had a very fast rise in the league, coming into a Celtics team that was ready to contend in the playoffs, and from day one, he has been a key cog in this team's success that has seen them in the conference finals in 4 of the last 6 years, with an NBA Finals appearance in that
Kids,
span
good night,
as well.
motherfucker.
Year in and year out, they're one of the best teams in the league, but they do not yet have a championship under their belt as a core, and this year, they're the heavy favorites to do that. Stacked, deep, balanced rosters like this can go far regardless, but to win a championship, they need their top dog to play like a superstar in the biggest moments, and Jason Tatum is that guy for them.
Good shot.
When they made the finals in 2022, he had a pretty poor showing, and they lost to the Warriors, which really emphasizes my point.
Dang.
The Celtics have immense talent all throughout their lineup, but if they want to win a championship, which is what's expected of them, then they can't have Tatum playing as inconsistently as he has in the past few postseasons.
I don't say it's on much as oh dang. That is crazy though, because Brown got some pressures too now. Don't just take it off of Brown's shoulders. Brown don't got no fucking left hand last year and played like ass in the playoffs. Are we missing that? Or am I tripping? Did they expose him for not having a left hand last year? Or was I seeing shit? Okay, so some pressure's on Jaylen Brown too. Don't just try to put all that on Tatum. Come on now.
And finally, the last
There we go,
star
Kevin
player
Durant.
under
Yeah, hell
a
yeah,
ton
Kevin
of
Durant has some
pressure
pressure.
this postseason is Kevin Durant of the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant is different than other stars on this list who are all ringless in pursuit of their first,
Good shot,
as Durant
boy.
has won 2 during his time in Golden State, but the reason he's included is because, for an all-time, borderline top 10 talent of all time, the conversation surrounding his legacy still
me that
remains
shit,
that
nigga.
the people want to see him lead a team to a title instead of hopping on the coattails of a dynasty to get it done. Phoenix entered this season with championship or bust expectations after they traded for Bradley Beal in the offseason to form a big 3 with Durant and Devin Booker, and after a regular season filled with injury and inconsistency, they're fully healthy now, coming in as the 6th seed and are still expected to make that run. They have as talented of a trio as any team in the league. Grayson Allen was the league's best shooter this season, and Yusuf Nurkic proved to be a solid addition in the middle as well, so even though Durant's legacy as is can be pretty safely set in stone, we all know he could put to bed any lingering criticisms with a title run this year. That being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel.
So Kevin Durant being the last one, I'm not gonna lie, ain't no way you seen that team in the summer and was like, they going to the finals. Him, D-Book, and Bradley Beal, at least you thinking they're gonna be like the top 3 seed. Bradley Beal just came off of a crazy year. Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant. Booker is Booker. A ring. You think you finna get a ring once you put them together. And you got Grayson Allen out there playing great. You feel what I'm saying? Percentage high at 3 points. You know what I'm saying? You got a big. You don't got 8 no more, but I think you got Nurkic down there. So there's no reason why y'all should be in the position that y'all is. I know y'all been going through injury. I got to give y'all that, I think. But other than that, come on, my boy. We need to see Kevin Durant go deep. No Diddy. But with that being said, this is going to conclude today's video. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on your post notifications. And I'm out. Bow.